Good morning. This is Daryl Smith coming to you from my home in Macomb Township, Michigan, the third of my Wisdom series. It's a Saturday, October 12th. I got my Michigan shirt on. It's a Michigan football Saturday. I went to the University of Michigan and graduated. So I'll be watching the Wolverines play football today as I do most fall Saturdays. Today I wanted to talk about a subject that has definitely afflicted me when I was younger, and that is anxiety. I find it a little bit difficult to say that when I was younger, I did deal with anxiety a bit. I know what it's like to have an anxiety attack, and it has been decades since that's happened to me. And I wanted to share with you kind of what I think the secret to living a relatively worry-free life, a life that is somewhat free of at least great stress, and I'm not sure how well my principles would work if you were in a war zone where you were fearing for your life all the time. But I think my what I'm about to share is definitely something that should help anybody who lives in a westernized country and is relatively free of physical threat, and and therefore in a westernized country has access to food and water and such, as we all do. Is not homeless. And even if I were homeless, I would think that these principles would be somewhat useful. I made a discovery when I was young. I was about 25, and I was reading the book of Ecclesiastes, and it was chapter 7. And I forget the exact text. I could look it up right now. But for some reason, I was really struck with a certain fact that I never really seriously considered before, and that was, and maybe I had considered it, but for some reason it really just hit home with me that day. Just something being popped out in my mind, like, wow, hey, this is something. And that was the fact that I was going to die. Whether it was the next day or whether it was 100 years, I would be dead. And there was absolutely nothing I can do about that. That might seem depressing to some, but to me, I suddenly just thought about things I might have concerned myself with and such, and I realized how foolish it all was, because, in 100 years, I would be dead, for sure. And then who would care? Why would I care? And realizing that, and then also accepting that is absolutely inevitable. You know what I mean? That this will happen no matter what you do. And it had the effect of making nearly anything that I really seriously worried about or, really excessively concerned myself with. It had the effect of making that worry seem completely useless, because in 100 years, I was going to be dead anyway. And I have occasionally, not too often anymore, thought about that very fact when I was tempted to, when I felt, being excessively worried about some situation, that, hey man, I'll be dead in 100 years anyway. And for a Christian like myself, I expect to be with Jesus Christ, so, being dead is actually a good thing, at least intellectually and logically. So, anyway, if you can accept the fact, and everybody should realize the fact, that you are going to die, you will be dead someday, there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. So first, you ought to get your house in order. That, comes with my wisdom number one. But even beyond that, it's going to happen. So, it kind of, when you think about that, it kind of makes a lot of things that you might spend your time, waste your time here in life worrying about. It makes it just useless, a waste of time. You may as well not worry. You know, you're going to go someday anyway, so, you know, what the hell? What are you worried about? So this is my philosophy in life. I have found to be very helpful. You know, if you're excessively depressed, I might even say, hey, you know what? Maybe the fact you're going to die seems depressing, but actually it's not, because everybody dies, and, you know, there's nothing you can do about it, so you may as well just accept it and, you know, get what you can. You get whatever enjoyment you can out of life, you know. There is an afterlife. There is a Jesus Christ. There's a heaven that one can go to. I think one should pursue that and take God's free gift of eternal life. But just remember, you know, someday you're going to be gone anyway. So don't worry. Relax. Take it easy. Enjoy life. That's it. I sincerely hope you found this useful. This is not an attempt to depress anyone. On the contrary, this is an attempt to make people feel better. So I sincerely hope that that has made this information of this philosophy I've articulated makes you feel better, makes you feel a little more at peace. God bless. Have a good day. And if you liked the video, I'd love to hear a comment. I'd like to get a like. So please like the video. And have a good time. And tune in for wisdom number 4 too, which I don't know what that'll be. But I've got a whole list of things I'm going to do. So haven't actually written it down, but I got it in my head, you know. All right. Everyone have a good one. Bye.